and there's some psychological research on this. I learned some things in the front-leaning rest.
Yeah.
that are still there.
Doing push-ups.
Right.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. That's front-leaning rest.
I was assuming it's something plank, push-up, something.
Yeah.
And here's what the research is. Because when you connect the emotional part of the brain and the logical part of the brain, because what's the emotional part of the brain? And this is what... So I learned a lot of stuff in retrospect from basic that... and when I was in basic, honestly, I kind of wished it was a little more hardcore than it was. Like, there was significant parts of it that I was like, I kind of wished for... There were certain parts of it that I was happy. I was like, yeah, this is what I wanted. Like, I wanted it to be like this.
Yeah.
And then there were certain parts where I was like, I kind of wish it was a little worse than this.
Yeah.
The rules, right?
Yeah, and but then I looked back and I was like, really, drill sergeants, I wish I knew more about drill sergeant school. Because I think they've got that stuff down to a science too. Because they make those guys and girls, they're good. They're good.
They're good
at what they do.
They're professional.
Yeah, they're sharp. They don't break character. They know their stuff. Mm-hmm. And things like, so I'll just give you one quick example. Like, so when they have you in the front leaning rest, so you can be doing push-ups or you can be in the front leaning rest, or if you're just a quitter, you can just go to your knees and complain, which that's a subject for another day, right? But they'll say things like, "We can do this all day, privates. We can do this all day. I got all day." And if your logical brain was working, you would think to yourself, they have a training program they're supposed to be following.
They don't have all day.
They don't have all day. We have to go to the range today.
They're fucking with
We've got some shit we got to do. We got to have lunch at some
Yeah.
point. Like, we can't do this literally all day. But when you're tired, when you haven't slept much the night before, when you've been being yelled at, whenever your peers have jacked the 30th thing up for the day, it feels like that's true. It feels like that's true. Even, like, for me, and I'm pretty good at mind games. Like, I liked the mind games. It was fun. But you're sitting there and you're just like, no, please, not all day.
Yeah. Well, think about this, too, because you're talking about all day, but when's the last time you did a burpee?
Well, actually, I do them quite a bit
Okay,
at the gym. But
so I think we can both agree that
if we did it for 10 minutes, it
right,
sucks.
10 minutes
sucks.
of burpees is a nightmare.
Yeah.
Well, in the Army, before I think they were called burpees, I don't know the history of the burpee, but they call them front back goes.
Yeah, front back goes sucks.
And when they say front, you get down, you start doing push-ups. They say back, you flip over, start doing flutter kicks. They say go, and you jump up.
Front back goes sucks. Yeah.
So it's like a burpee, but worse, I think.
Extended version. Yeah.
Yeah, because they'll say front, back, go.
And then it's just mass confusion when 30 of people doing it because it's everyone's in a different position.
Yeah. So if they see that you're not getting up very quickly, then they might hold you in the front a little longer, But anyway, to your point, I suppose what I'm saying is, they say they got all day, but it certainly don't take all day.
It doesn't take all day.
20 minutes of front back go, and they'll be like, "Oh, you tired front back go? Why don't you just
let's do flutter kicks?
Or,
let's do
scratch the kitty,
pick the cherries,
And you do this, and 6 minutes later, you're like, So it don't take all day.
I remember one drill sergeant, like I forget what I was doing. I fell asleep in a classroom because like when you're hot outside, and then it gets nice and cool inside, and you're tired, you always get sleepy.
Yeah.
And I fell asleep. And then he had me back there smoking me in the back of the classroom. And I forget what I was doing. That's another thing they're really good at. For some reason, I don't know why. I think this is what they do in retrospect. The people we were talking about who whine and complain and quit and everything like that, they have one technique for them. Mm-hmm. And in retrospect, I can see this. Like the guys who are like, I'm not going to break. I'm just going to go. Because I remember the drill sergeants would always get real close to me and be like, you think you're tough, don't you? You think you're a badass.
Yeah.
We're going to find out if you're a badass, private. Because I remember that would get to me so much because I'd be like, because they'd be like, oh.
I kind of am. I'm a little bit of a badass, actually.
Oh, is that right, Birchfield? You think you're a badass?
You're hard.
Are you eyeballing me?
You're
You think you can't be broke, huh, Birchfield? And I got something for you. That's what and that's another thing.
I got something for you. I got something for you.
Because that's an unknown. And that's what I see psychologically in retrospect. Again, I got something for you, but they'd never tell you what it was. Sure. They'd be like, oh, I got something for you.
I got something for that.
Yeah, I got something for that. I'll be back. And then your mind is like, what's that mean?
What's he got?
What's he got for me?
Yeah. Hey, I use that with my kids.
And they only got so many things. I use it with my kids too. I'll be like, if you don't listen to your mom, you're going to have a bad night. I don't even know what that
Yeah,
means.
no,
but in their head, they're
Yeah.
like, Dad's got something for
My
me.
dad-
I got drill sergeant
My
techniques,
daughter
right?
calls me on that all the time, and I have to bluff her out.
Right.
But she's like, "What? What is it?"
Right, exactly.
I'm like,
well, my kids haven't
"Damn
figured
it."
it out yet, so I'm not going to let
Well,
them listen to the
you'll
podcast.
see.
Right?
You will see.
Yeah, and you don't want to see. You don't want to know what it